do feel a bit sad this evening. I will admit that from my autistic point of view, and as an unabashed truth teller with little to none of the social filters of neurotypical persons, I see the Republican political party presidential candidate for President of the United States as an unashamed racist, homophobic, xenophobic bigot. His primary base of support is all of the profoundly ill-educated and poverty-stricken white racist trailer trash throughout America. His political power base is exactly the same type of ill-educated masses as Adolf Hitler's was back in 1932. Of course, this is the year 2016. Donald Trump, the Republican Party candidate for President of the United States, is neither an intellectual nor a deep thinker regarding any subject. Neither was Adolf Hitler, who became Führer of Germany. All Donald Trump has used at all his political support rallies are appeals to racist hatred of African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Muslims, Jews, homosexuals, the disabled, and other marginalized social groups who have been demonized by the Republican political party for decades, since the white race Christian fundamentalists took over the party in the 1970s. I do admit that I am quite disturbed regarding the violent Sturm-Abteilung behavior of the supporters of presidential candidate Donald Trump. Besides violently beating up homosexuals, blacks, Hispanics, Muslims, Jews, and the disabled, large numbers of his 100% white race supporters also greet Donald Trump with the right straight-arm Nazi salute at his political suffrage rallies. Believe me, all my Jewish friends in the autism and cerebral palsy disability communities are rightfully scared to death of presidential candidate Donald Trump. I too am rightfully scared to death of Donald Trump and all his supporters. Many years ago in college at Wentworth Institute in Boston, Massachusetts, I took the authoritarian/totalitarian state social science elective course, taught by Professor George S. Freemark. Besides being an in-depth historical analysis of Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia, we also analyzed the recent total takeover of the American Republican Party by Christian fundamentalist extremists in the early 1980s. We analyzed their merging of fascist ideology with the Christian version of religious fundamentalism, which was also sweeping the entire Muslim world, fueled by the theocratic takeover of the nation of Iran by Ayatollah Khomeini and his fanatical followers. Theologically, there is no difference between Islamic fundamentalism and Christian fundamentalism. Both are underpinned by the idea that the church/mosque should have total control over the machinery of the nation-state to purge the nation-state of evil, via the use of total force and extreme violence against the individual to make him or her perfect and presentable to God. Of course, it is highly ironic that although Christian and Islamic fundamentalism have exactly the same radical and violent message of death to unbelievers, Christian fundamentalists and Islamic fundamentalists want to wage an all-out genocidal against each other for total control of this planet. I will note that presidential candidate Donald Trump is kowtowing to all America's Christian fundamentalist leadership, promising them to enact their radical agenda to purge America of all the homosexual filth polluting it, and of all the non-Christian filth too. I see this as extremely evil.